a Fan Factions arena stream. I'm just, yeah, why don't we take a look at this setup here? So we've got towns in round 1. That always makes me think time travelers could be interesting. There's nothing else good here for time travelers though. The TP events aren't sandwiched and the dwelling events aren't, but you know, round 6 towns is pretty nice for them. Round 1 is an Earth Spade. Picking into the first sea, you're going to get like 6 coins or 10 ship or something. It's not too exciting. You probably want someone resilient. Like Prospectors could be okay. I'm not that excited about them, but no, I don't want to put Prospectors in. We've seen a lot of them. I don't know. Conspirators could be okay. Conspirators, like, there's nothing wrong with Conspirators. It's not like an exciting track for them, but gray's a nice color on base. If we don't get green in the game, then they could be okay. Let's try it out. So I've played Min before. They're good. It looks like they've had some quitting issues recently. And I don't think that they've played a lot recently because, yeah, they're good, but how much have they played recently? They've been playing lately. Okay, but they were gone for quite a while before that. Yeah, that tracks with my experience with them. I played them 4 times. Yeah. And yeah, some of those, or 3 times before, and some of those were pretty long ago. So, and this player I might have played before, but like this is one of those usernames that you're just not going to remember that much. MLP Nix, you're in a game of your own. Well, that's entirely fine. Good luck in yours, and hopefully we'll also do well in mine. This player is not that good at Terra Mystica, but has played a lot. To be clear, like a player like that can definitely beat me. So we have played them before. Yeah, I just didn't remember. Actually, I played them like fairly recently too. Curious about their playing speed. Pretty fast. Pretty fast. Okay, so I'm optimistic about this player. I'm wondering if Min is even here. Yeah, I am slightly afraid that this player is not actually here. I would definitely move to abandon rather than to kick if someone just hasn't actually shown. Okay, they're here. Cool. So how fast are you, Min? This probably won't really matter. I'm probably going to just be like super slow anyway, but okay, pretty fast. That's not a good sign. You don't like to see that. God, this game looks like it was nightmarish. 180 minutes for an arena game. Jesus. 33 minutes? Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm less optimistic about this game speed overall. We got treasures into the game, so that's a real bummer. I didn't really want to see, like, I was hoping that we would get a gray with no color neighbors. Also treasures get a color neighbor as well. Oh my god, I just want to quit this game now. This game is going to be so bad. And of course Ondas, we played Ondas a decent amount. We played them 24 times. So yeah. God, this game is going to be so bad. I think that as treasures, you hope to get temp ship here. Like, you gotta think that seat 4 wants the spade, and then chash probably want the priest. So if you can get onto temp shipping, like, that might not be so bad. I refuse to play conspirators here, essentially. That's like what this statement is. Now, I think that treasure is going for 40. Like, being at a 15-point deficit versus treasures, I think, is bad, but I do think that they're 15 points better than conspirators, and probably 15 points better than chash dallah, so I'm just going to speed things up a little bit. Treasures have, like, one very nice part about treasures is the fact that this round 6 event is dwellings. TPs and dwellings in the final round is very good for treasurers. But yeah, halfling. I didn't even notice that it's a round 4 spades game. So I think that it's a good, like, treasures is probably a good value here compared to halflings. But I think that halflings absolutely blow away conspirators and chash right now. Like, the color sandwich is so messy. I'm not gonna mess too much with that. Conspirators, like, you do get one town. Heroic logic, yes, TM. TM, baby, TM. I guess there's a world where you don't place E7 and you kind of just hope that everyone leaves you alone over here. Or you start on G1 and then you try to get like a round 2 double spade or something onto these 2 hexes, but I think that this bid does not feel right to me. These 2 players bid on the faction that they put in, so maybe that's what's happening, but Ondas gives me a vote of confidence that I picked correct here. Can treasurers stand up to this? Treasurers don't have any natural town spots. They have like D7. Like, you're almost always starting D7, D4 here, I think. Maybe you could start G2. That would be really nice for conspirators if you just randomly did that. But you do have one town spot here as conspirators. Like, you have one town. The question is, where's your second one coming from? And can you even ship out of this situation here? Treasurers could place double center. I guess, like, they don't have to place D6. If they don't, that's probably good for chash. I think we're always placing F6 in this matchup, so, like, that's probably where we start, but yeah, because halflings starting with this spade is so ridiculous. They could honestly even start with the priest, and I don't think that would be that bad. Actually, treasures start with 6 coins, right? So conspirators actually will get to probably open with temp ship. So maybe we should take that into account. I think that the bids on chash, like, if Ondas is bidding on chash, then he wants temp ship. So the only question is he going to bid me off of halflings or not? If he doesn't, then it doesn't really matter. But this might be enough points on halflings. I still think that round 4 digs is stupidly good, so. What's our game plan? Maybe we should think through our game plan a little. What if we're treasurers? There's no worker pass tile, so that's not great for us. There's this dwelling pass tile, so I think that we probably open with a temple for Earth 2. And then I don't know when we start actually doing stuff here, actually. We'd have 4 workers here, and then what? We just sanctuary Earth 1, and then, like, we don't build any structures until here. Seems pretty iffy to me. There's also no big building tile or event, so those are things that treasurers like to see. Also, you don't know if conspirators could open with, like, shipping or something. I think that this is probably fine. Like, just going Earth 2, Earth 1 might be okay here for treasures, because... especially if you land on temp ship at some point. Like, if you do manage to get this D6 hex and, like, connect relatively cheaply, I think that you're actually quite happy as conspirators, but who knows if things will shake out that way. I'm kind of tempted to also start double east here, but I think that probably taking this, just sitting on this hex for the leech is really, really good. Just like the normal spots. Maybe have some trouble connecting, like that might be slightly problematic, but... okay, this might be the last one on halflings. We probably need to actually, like, examine some other game plans, other than, like, just bid on the color that's not in the sandwich, but... I'm just so unhappy about this color wheel that that you can kind of consider these to be protest bids. Yeah, like there's a world where this hex just doesn't really get any leech, which is quite a bummer. Because like, if chash start here, which I feel like they should, and then they just do a shipping strategy, like you'll get C5, but then like D7 is just a bummer. And then if halflings start on F5 instead of like over here, then you also don't get this neighbor. Kind of sucks. Treasures are also just a lot worse than like if it's chaos magicians, then I would be pretty strongly considering just bidding conspirators here. I don't think that halflings would be this much better than like conspirators if it were chaos magicians instead of treasurers, but it's not. It's treasurers, and that's a problem. Okay, so the shipping options, right? This hex should be available to us in round 3. This hex will be there. And then if we're starting here, like if we get this hex, this hex, this hex, there's also a world where we maybe get this hex and this hex, like in round 4 and something, but it's like, where are we getting towns? How are we getting neighbors? Can halflings start double east and succeed in this game? Probably not. You probably want to connect. Halflings do have some connection issues. That's probably the worst part about them. Go one more on halflings. Chash do have to start with... yeah, chash kind of have to start with temp ship, I think. Which is a slight disadvantage when the priest is there, and they would love priest to earth. What do we do here as conspirators? Do we build any dwellings? Can we also? This is arguably the weakest player at the table. If chash don't take temp shipping, is there a world where we get lucky as conspirators and we get temp ship? I guess treasurers should take temp ship, and then no, that they should almost always take the coins here, right? Rather than securing hexes. Like D6 can probably float. Is it ever correct to abandon E7 as well, so that we can like actually get over here and build another town? This is maybe better for our shipping dreams as well. Who knows? I think that we probably always place here because, well, halflings now kind of have some incentive to take G6 if they're not starting double east, then they kind of have some incentive to come after this guy, but wild auction, yeah. Chash with temp ship look okay. I mean, they do, I guess. Like, who's really going to stop them from having a decent opening on temp shipping, right? Like, I'm just, like, so bummed that you won't be getting the priest, but not getting the priest is not the end of the world either. Yeah. Okay. I hear you. This track is just so good for halflings. It's like, am I really willing to come within 20 points of Ondas on halflings here? I don't know. It is like quite a good like build wide track. You just have like no cheap Hexus dig as conspirators here. All right, we'll put one more here. Treasures, like, if Gray doesn't start over here, then you should be getting some of these guys late, right? Like, it feels like you can still get these guys, like, late in the game. I don't think Ondas is gonna, like, halflings could ship up here, and then you're really in trouble, I guess, for treasurers. It just also doesn't feel like that good of a sanctuary game for treasurers because of the lack of build-up. Yeah, I guess like looking for a dwelling opening is pretty good for chash. The temp ship open is pretty strong. Getting a bunch of dwellings out is just never that bad. I'm talking myself, like, I hate that I'm letting you talk me into this because it feels quite bad to me. I think that they're just not a good faction overall. Alright. So... I would like to experiment. Like, C5 is kind of not that bad because maybe we get, like... First of all, we blow up the dwelling rush, but do we really? Because if green actually just takes the dwelling tile, then I feel like it's probably best to actually protect our town. So I think that it's here. We don't need the network points. I think that we're just gonna play really culty. I think there's a chance we get the priest here, and getting the priest would be very good. Because then we can temple for Earth 2, send the priest to Earth. Let's hope that Ondas doesn't like try to murder us by taking G6. That would actually just end our game, but that's a bummer. There was a world where treasurers just started G2, D7, and tried to connect over here. That would have been so much better for town space. But yeah, this does go. So I need to figure out where my second dwelling goes. It's probably just here for the leech, right? Especially because Ondas plays here. Get all the favors. I mean, I don't know. If I take Earth 1 in round 1, I don't know if I'm building any dwellings ever. Workers are going to be so tight this game. Good luck. I'm going to place my buildings to murder you. Yes. Yeah, the leech here is too important. We will basically force our opponents to take temp ship, so that's not so bad. Where do we upgrade here? F6 makes a lot of sense, right? Ondas will build G5, but like this leech party looks like I have 3 neighbors here and only 2 neighbors here. Now, granted, I don't think that chash are going to do anything too weird, but they could. Like, or rather, when I say do anything weird, I mean like actually upgrade this hex, because they probably should just go for a full dwelling rush. Sweet. Okay, so here's the case for going for this hex, right? I'm guaranteed leech from Ondas, for one thing. And the other is that I do want to make a pretty quick town. I would love to get the 2 key town here, and I think that I should have temple on it as long as I beat Ondas to it. Now that said, like priest towns and worker towns and the 8-pointer should all be good towns for me this game. The 9, 8, and 7-point towns are all going to be good for me, I think. All right. There's certainly a world where treasures upgrade here, right? Well, whatever, right? I just temple next round. I probably temple next round as well. Treasures, if they upgrade here, or if they upgrade here, they will give double dig away, but they don't. So halflings are in play for double dig. Chash should just build here. I should send priest to earth here. Anyway, I agree, Scoomy. This is really, really rough for treasures, I think, this setup. Ooh, okay, so they take the single spade, so... Okay, do you guys see what I see? This... Well... I mean, this... Yeah, I totally agree with this Earth 2 take. I think Earth 2 is so key here. Well, I mean that this has worked out much better than we expected. Now, we're not in the clear yet, right? However, if Ondas does build this hex, and I temple for Earth 2 here... Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, I could get these coins? I would take this worker here if I'm treasures. This worker is actually very important, I think. Banking that worker for this round is so good. I think that that's what treasure should actually do, but we'll see if they actually do it. I desperately want that pass tile, by the way. I actually really like this guy, but obviously I would, quote, settle for the 6 coins. The Dwelling VP pass tile is actually probably not very good for me. It's very good for Chash, I think, but... This shouldn't really be a consideration here. I think that this tile is very obviously wrong. This is only 1 point. It's 4 coins versus 2 workers. I think that you would always take 2 workers over 4 coins in this setup when you've already banked this many coins. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I don't know why I decided to talk about that for so long. It seemed like a pretty obvious choice, but... By the way, we all wound up sitting on the faction that we nominated, so that's cool. love that for us. So I think that there's a world where we can ship down to G2. I don't think that we should get too excited. Like, we shouldn't, like, pee our pants just yet. But if we can get to G2 or somehow beat chash to I6, like, chash are going to be slow to ship. But this is 3 ship away, right? So this is halflings to Earth 1. I think that Earth 1 from halflings is perfectly fine. Because look at how many victory points, like, they start at 11 VP. That's just pretty rough. And they're going to need every victory point that they can get. And with round 6 dwellings, I think that this is pretty fine for halflings. However, I do think that they probably could have greeted like a second. They probably could have greeted this, because they probably want this temple in this round. But whatever. This is all good. Guys, how do you like the brief inspiration that I have to take water 2 here? It's probably bad. Actually, it's almost certainly bad because then chash get to pass in front of me. And chash passing in front of me is very bad. Yeah. Like, my thought was that I could get first priest to air, and that comes with another spade. However, I think that the extra workers... The extra worker is actually just possibly better than the extra spade. So I do think that this is better. Maybe I can buy the priest next round, or... No, I'm probably dreaming a little too big here. Wow, I did not expect that. I really didn't expect that. I think it's a pretty clever move by chash. Arzad, Ondas has stated that he thinks Earth 1 is better than Earth 2 for digging halflings a while ago. I think that Ondas said that Earth 1 was... Ondas' specific hot take, if I remember correctly, is that Earth 1 is better than Earth 2 for non-digging halflings. He was willing to make a concession that Earth 2 could be better than Earth 1 for digging round 4 digs halflings. But in any case, this puts us in an awkward spot. Yeah, this is actually a pretty awkward spot. What do we want here? I could start shipping next round. Actually, what if we pass on to this, take a quick round, just build 2 TPs or something, or like temple for Earth 1. And then immediately pass on to this. I think I like the sounds of that, because then I could rush to G2, and that would make me very happy. Like, one thing that I'm not really thinking of is trying to get double dig next round. It just doesn't really do anything for me, I think. Like, at best I'd be getting this and turning this to red or something, so... You think for non-dig halflings, you could see that with round 4 digs and no copies of Earth 1 gone, you thought that they could afford to wait. Yep, agreed. Totally agreed. And Honest is also just not a big fan of Earth 1 in general, so it is kind of funny to see this. However, I'm totally with him that this is a game where you need every point that you can get as halflings. Okay, so 2 of us are looking for early towns here. Ondas is also an averred hater of the 2 key town, but I bet you he'll take it if it's there. Coins go, that makes sense. I think I send priest to air, and I would also love the workers action, but treasurers might get the workers. Actually, there's a world where if I build I6, I11, then I get the double dig and I can take this hex. Now that is a worthy double dig hex in my opinion. Though Ondas is actually going to get double dig, I think. I still have nowhere to place my digs, so... I like this play from Chash. I like this pass onto the coins. That said, I mean, I think that if you just build A10 and then take the dwellings VP tile, like, are you really unhappy with that? Like, let's be honest. I think we're all pretty happy with something like that. I'm swiping these workers. If treasures let me have them, I'm swiping these workers next. But I think that they should probably just take them themselves. Or, I guess treasures could also just take the priest, advanced ship, and then build D6. Like, that also looks quite good for them. Just secure territory, and then you get your worker production further up. Just Sanctuary. I think that if you take Sanctuary, you're supposed to take the workers first, but who am I to judge? Earth 1 goes, that seems fine. I don't think that I was that concerned about Earth 1. Concerned about the Earth 1 rush, maybe? I mean, I think I've pretty clearly shown that I'm not that interested in Earth 1, but cool. I'm not bothered. I know that we were talking about how important workers are, but I am seriously considering detonating my entire economy for the 2-key town right now, and a whole bunch of points from this. How bad is this? Ondas, buddy, you're about to miss out on some leech. On some sweet, sweet leech. Actually, no, because he has no economy, so he's actually going to be able to take all of this leech. Oh, all the Earth ones are gone. I don't like that from Chash, but you know what? They're allowed to do what they want to do. I guess it's also extremely anti-points to be taking. So halflings should be able to get double spade next round. I think it would be a crime not to get this spade. My question is just what else am I supposed to do here? Because I was thinking that I was going to take the 2-key town, but that brings my worker economy down to 3. I guess I'm getting either this or temp ship. They're both good options for me, so I am just going to... Well, the other thing is, like, I don't really have a use for that cult spade anymore if I, You know what? Screw it. Screw it. We're taking the 2-key town. 2-key town can never be that wrong. Chash take temp ship, so I'm going to get the dwellings VP tile, or the TP VP tile, and that's quite good. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got, guys. I got nothing else. That was my only plan this game. We'll transform this, so that way maybe we manage to get a spade and take this. Because my ideal round, right, is take this, this, this. If that doesn't happen, we take, if both the spades go, then I take the workers. I think that probably halflings double dig these two, and chash will single dig this guy. That's my prediction. Nope, it's coins. So cool. We should get the single dig then. I think chash are probably double digging here and here. I really hope they don't take the single dig. That would be a real bummer for me. Oh, they take this hex. That makes plenty of sense. Okay, and then after this, we'll send our priest. We'll get the first priest onto probably the. This is too important to get. I don't think that it's disappearing, but it's also just very important as a hex. Halflings are just going to advance digs this round. That makes sense as well. Treasures secure one of their hexes. Seems good. I think that the first priest to fire is good here because it comes with an immediate reward. Yeah, I like this from Ondas. He might actually advance his shipping as well. When I think about it, right? Like, he has 3 priests in hand, so this looks like it could be a ship advance for halflings. Oh, we said that we were going to do this, but is this actually good? Should we actually just advance our shipping so we can build this hex? We really want to get our worker econ going. stall that decision. Yep, there's the ship advance. I'm not getting any network points from this. This is literally just worker econ and a ship advance. However, one nice thing is that it probably kills a town for halflings. Like I guess halflings could go for a sanctuary town down here, but this hex will get good leech. Yeah, this hex should get good leech. Most natural gamer, hey, good luck. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think I will need it. I'm going to do worker to coin here. It feels pretty bad, but and also not putting this priest onto the fire track feels bad. It looks like priest to fire is the right move here. Like, I will need shipping anyway, right, to get to G2, which is where I would like to get eventually. Screw it. This is going to be a massive, massive round 4 for halflings. I'm relying a lot on the power of cults to try to win me this game. Like, this victory point cushion is about to evaporate. Chash can build this hex. Cool. They do it. Do I pass on to the dwellings VP tile now? So what can we do if we stay in this round? We can bridge to I9. That feels like a complete waste. I'm not going to do that. I'll see if this hex still remains late in the game. I have... Like, it's a dig round. I suppose that treasures are... Wow, treasures didn't build. That seems pretty iffy to me. They had 2 free hexes. I know they have gaps in their dwelling board, but that... I guess all those coins can't be wrong. We can buy the priest and then advance our shipping. Don't know what that gets us, though. If we buy the priest and advance our shipping, we can't actually build this hex. We could build a TP. That gets us more coin econ, but I don't think we need coin econ. I was actually thinking that maybe we could take Air 1 here. Because we really want to get our priest production going. It's +1 victory point from this. And priest production, I think, is a resource that we would actually like right now. So this is a little silly looking, but I think that I like taking Air 1 here. Securing hexes feels important as treasures. I mean, treasures, if they build 2 dwellings, they're not on a gap. But the more interesting thing about treasures to me is that, well, I mean, the thing is that these are not hexes that you need to secure, right? Those hexes will be there. Like, I'm not going to manage to get up here and take those hexes. Green has no interest in these hexes, so... Like, I actually think that that's kind of fine. What I would have done is I probably would have taken E8 and then G2 if I'm treasures. But they might think that they can get that next round, and they might be correct. That does happen. want temp ship or do we want this? I think we want this. That gets us pretty good tempo. If Treasure's first action is not to take E8, then we can advance our shipping and then immediately come down to G2 or something. Now that said, we could get utterly destroyed in that line, so I think that probably this is a little safer. It's an interesting conspirators line. I mean, it's a nothing line, right? Like, I'm kind of dead in the water. I'm just going to go for the victory points. Ondas gets his VP going. He should secure this hex right now, and then probably this hex. And then he'll have tempo on G2, which is cool. This looks very good for chash. As someone mentioned, chash looked like they could have been strong here, and that is so far bearing out. All right, goals. One of our goals has to be to get water 1. We shouldn't try to win this game with no water 1. No, that's just not going to happen. Conspirators grab coins because they don't think that they're going to get water 1 block. That's good for us because that lets us advance our shipping before we need to grab water 1. I don't think that halflings can actually afford water 1 this round or even this game, so it is possible that we're supposed to just float water 1 this round. We're supposed to try to get G2 and then come over here if we can. I think that world is very real where that is the case. Halflings might rush us to this hex. That would make plenty of sense if they did. Chash are trying to win their 1 cult, which makes lots of sense as well. Ondas is chasing me down on Earth Cult, which feels pretty bad. But you know what? I have... Oh, that feels pretty good, though. Yeah, Treasure's protecting that for me is good. Also, Treasure's just lost G2, which is great. Ondas can take that at any point, admittedly, but if I'm able to advance ship here, and then I might be able to get this. Treasures could have actually advanced their digging here. I think that sending this priest was pretty misguided. I don't think that they needed coins. I think that they needed other stuff much more than coins, and hey, I'm not going to complain. Chash secure a bridge. That seems pretty good. That's our shipping again. And yeah, yep. Halflings do take that hex away from us. Sad but foreseen. I'll actually leave it. That's kind of funny. I can actually hit this with a double spade, but I don't have quite enough. That priest without the stronghold seems really wrong for treasures. I agree. I think that's a mistake that we're going to be able to take advantage of. This was a bummer for us. Wait. Oh, it's the income track. I was like, what? They can advance on the exchange track? Alright. Should we lock up water 1 here? This is clearly turning into water 1 right now. Halflings are certainly not taking water 1. So are we supposed to grab the priest and advance our shipping to 3? That would mean that we could open our round next round by grabbing this hex, which admittedly I don't think is likely. I think that we can take kind of a middle line and just go for this. I don't think I'm losing water 1 right now. I mean, I could. That would involve Ondas giving up 12 points worth of digging to get water 1. That seems very clearly wrong, but yeah, it takes away this hex. That's sensible. And my next action is going to need to pass on to this TP tile. I think that I can go Temple, TP, 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 which feels like ooh, okay. That's more fun than water 1. That is fun. I'm not convinced that it's good. But if he does get water 1, then it's very good. So Zach, hello, what's up? Alright, I think it's passing time. We might be able to open the round with a coins action, but if we're not, that seems fine. My faction seems kind of vanilla with a few extra coins without stronghold. Agreed. By the way, I don't think that it's terrible for me to triple dig this hex. If Ondas floats this, I don't think it's bad for me to triple dig it, but he probably can afford to just... He probably wants to build E5 and then build this guy or something. Seems like the right line. Yeah, this Halflings game is just going to be building a lot of TPs right now. Next round. 3 towns, a network win, and Earth 1 points in the final round. It's probably enough for Halflings, right? Like, I mean, I don't see a way that they're losing to treasures. I think that Chash can get 3 towns, but it's not, like, that good. I guess it could be 4 towns. That would be cool. That would be something that I haven't seen. I don't think I've actually ever seen 4-town Halflings. Treasures, I actually would have smashed this guy with a double spade if I were treasures. Halflings doing the dig round strat, just spend 10 workers on digs. Yes, they needed to make up a lot of points, and now they're doing it. Like, they had no points before, and now they have points. Which is what they needed. They had everything except the victory points, and now they have the victory points too. You know what line I kind of like here? Stronghold. TP, TP, TP. Nah, that's too worker intensive. F that. We're gonna go Temple, TP, TP, TP. And then in the round 6, we're gonna secure Water 1 with our first action. And then there might be a hilarious world where Ondas doesn't secure this hex immediately, and I just get to hit this with a double dig. Or like a triple dig, rather. I think that world exists, and I'm kind of rooting for it. 3 TPs kills our worker economy round 6. I mean, what are we doing round 6? This is a dwellings round. We don't have Earth 1. We have no network aspirations. All that we really want to do is just advance our digging. Am I wrong? Like, if I can hit this with a triple dig, then I will. Like, I'll begin the round with Temple Water 1. And then my next action is to triple dig G2. If I'm allowed. Wow, treasurers put themselves in such an economic hole that they need the spade instead of... yeah, they wound up needing the spade instead of, like, this 7 points, or, like, 6 points, rather. And the spade is very good, but it's kind of a bummer to need that right now. Wait, was the spade open last round? No, Ondas passed off of the spade, so I got this. Okay, that's fine. I was like, because the spade was the right pick for me here. I would have wanted this. I don't need to, actually, I don't need to secure Water 1 my first action because treasurers don't have it. And they don't have a TP up. So I think that I actually, man, if I had 1 more power, I would totally be beginning the round with taking this. But instead, I'm going to open the round with Temple. And Ondas gets a points pass tile. That's pretty sick. Is it worth it to connect here? How many more dwellings are Chash building? Chash maybe build like 2 more hexes? They have 1, so if they build 2 here, then they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I have 1, if I take this hex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, not really worth it. Do I want the coins? Is it okay to let treasurers have coins? It's probably not okay to let treasurers have coins. It's definitely not okay to let halflings have coins either. It'll be fine. Oh, treasurers didn't put much into their vault last time. We could try to get some leech for Act 6 still. We already have Act 6 now. We have the leech for Act 6 now, baby. Treasures take workers, that makes plenty of sense. Ondas probably wants the coins, which means that I'd probably get G2. Now, is G2 good? That's maybe the more pertinent question now. Because G2... Right, so let's think this through. What does G2 get us? It gets us places to build dwellings next round. But it also blows a lot of workers, and like it blows a lot of resources on this hex. It's 4 points for next round. Yeah, but what do I need 4 points for? Like if I just advance my digging in the final round, maybe connect. Like that seems better than 4 points next round. Especially if I don't get this hex, right? Like, this is a pretty good connection hex. But if I don't connect, then like, I got nothing. Every TP is 8 points this round, hard to beat. Yeah, but I mean, I can only build 3 more TPs, right? And if I spend 4 workers here, I have exactly enough stuff to make this happen. And like, Ondas could blow this up, but he probably won't. All right, you know what? Screw it. Let's see what could happen here. Like something good could come of this. It probably won't, but something good theoretically could happen. Like he dug this hex just to be a jerk last round, right? Like it wasn't that important for Ondas. Like that's not a key hex for halflings or anything. He's not gonna like try to take revenge on me. G2 gives me network points. I mean E8 needs to happen to give me network points. If I do get E8, then I will get network points because I'm gonna beat chash on network if I connect at this point. Now that I have G2, if I do get E8, I should get network points next round. I'm going to build 3 TPs, send a priest to water. Okay, I need to get this last priest to water if I can. H7, do I take the leech from H7? I think that I don't. I just don't have that much. Like, I'm not even making one more town this game, so I think that taking the leech from H7 is a mistake. But yeah, we're going to build 3 TPs. We're going to open next round with single digging this. And maybe things will be peachy. And maybe they won't. What we'd really like to do is pass in front of treasurers. But if we don't pass in front of treasurers, then we're just going to turn this guy to gray. Chash had themselves a pretty good round, a pretty good game. Like, they're scoring a lot of points. I'm not absolutely crushing every single cult like I would love to be, so... Ondas gets water 1, I see. That looks good. Does Ondas want a lot of leech? He might. He definitely wants free leech, so no reason to give him that. And I'm probably declining leech anyway at this point. He does want a lot of leech. Love that for him. Anyway, yeah, pretty evidently I don't have quite enough stuff to win this game outright. I'm only going to get 16 or 12 more points this round, so I'll be at 85. Whereas halflings are building, well, probably 3 more TPs this round. So they're already going to surpass me there. My dream is that I'm able to get 2 TPs and pass for this. Yeah, 2 towns is just, it's hard to win with only 2 towns. Well, Honest is going to get all his TPs out, right? Because he's going to take a workers town, and then he's going to take the, oh, someone took the workers action. I guess Treasures took the workers action, but I think that you are in territory where you want to build all of your TPs this round. And the question is, does he need Fire 2 to make these 3 towns happen? I would think not. Or actually, I think yes, but probably not the Sanctuary. That would be my prediction for halflings. Chash can probably just exit this round now. Chash probably go for this, right? Oh, actually, they can connect on 1 ship with this tile. With this hex, rather. Is it worth it for... Yes, do we ever pass next action? Yeah, I actually think that we're passing next action. We need 1, 2, 3... So we're missing out on 3 points for the TP, 2 points here, and then 1 point here. I'd be giving up 6 points, but I would be connecting, and this connection could be worth a lot. Oh, never mind. Treasures are passing. So... But yeah, I totally agree on that, Rondo Rice. Yeah, so that option does disappear. Do we care about anything else that Chash could do? I think the answer is no, right? We don't really care about anything else that Chash could do. Treasures have 1 million workers as expected, so we can't really lock them out of anything next round. This is Air 1 from Chash, so they're going to have 1 more action as well. After that, do we try to stay in the round to outstall anyone?
Probably not worth it. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, at this point, the 6-point TP has to be correct. I'm not going to take this liege either. Or am I? Does this buy me? No, because I mean, I'm not getting Ondas as pass tile, which is the only one that I'm interested in. I might be able to keep my pass tile out of the hands of chash, but I don't actually get a pass tile that I want, so that's a no. Here's a workers' town for halflings. That, and that. Anyway, yeah, if we were able to pass there and in front of treasurers, that would have been 100% worth it. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Treasurers probably build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwellings next round. So each of those dwellings is worth what? 4 points. So that's 28 points worth of dwellings. 4 points worth of ship advance. So that's 32. 9 points worth of passing, 41. Maybe 2 towns for like 20 points. That's 61 points next round. That's not that good. That's only like 100 points, right? I think that treasures, like I gave them all their Earth 1 dwelling points. Oh, I didn't count 2 dig advances. Okay, so they're going to be at like 110, 120 next round. At the end of next round, they're going to be at like the 140, 150 range to end the game, I think. Maybe we can sniff that. Not going to guarantee it, but maybe. Oh, this is beautiful. This lets us open next round with Act 6. We're going to build out 5 structures next round. I'm pretty sure we're building 5 structures next round. That's... I guess Ondas could crush us here. In which case we build 4 structures. I guess we might not have the coins to do that because we want to save some coins for connection. So we are going to be taking some leech here, but chash probably are turning this hex so they can bridge down. They might transform this to green and then this to blue, but they just go straight for it. Treasures, yeah, this is stupid. Maybe they actually get out maybe they actually get Temple, Air 1, and another dwelling. That'd be 8 more points, which is pretty huge. Hello connection. Yeah. Hello connection is correct. Actually, where are the treasures? I guess treasures can get this town with a bridge, or just dig through these hexes, and then dig through. Like they're clearly getting a town here, right? They're clearly able to dig through this hex. I don't think that they can get 3 towns though. It's hard to even like get all the upgrades for those. You've got to. Oh, they're considering whether to buy the bridge or not. We take the coins. That's so greedy. I love that greed. That's good greed. I approve. Anyway, we're given G1, which is a huge boon. So we need to grab that hex while we can. We're not going to be quite as dominant on the cult as we had hoped, but I think that that's a price we're pretty willing to pay at this point. How are chash? So chash what? Put multiple priests to air to make this happen? Is that what we think? Regardless, I think that this always happens. This is very likely to get leech from treasurers, so I think that that's a good play. And it takes away hex from them as well, so we like that. We like taking hexes away from our opponents. So we got one more structure. We actually wind up with a free gray, but I don't think that we have quite enough stuff to make that happen. I guess if Ondas upgrades here, then we might have enough stuff. Yeah, chash should never give me this leech. Conspirators should get this town. Dastapir, just tune in. What does my faction do? My faction is pretty close to a generic Ray faction. It has a stronghold ability that's kind of like Orin's, but the only interesting thing about it is that I get 2 coins when I take a favor tile. So I basically played generic Ray and got an extra 6 coins this game. Oh, actually, I lied. I, just like dwarves for some reason, I have some nice TPs, so. That's annoying. Chash are coming at my cults. This is so that they can afford their bridge. I don't think anyone's really inclined to bridge block. Oh, Ondas does bridge block. Okay. Yeah, that's very punishing for chash, and I'm very happy that it happened, because F you, man. Like, why are you just not taking, right? Like, that should 100% have just been air 1 instead of air 3. I guess, like, they needed the power to make that happen, but I think probably both priest to air don't disappear, or like all 3 priest to air. It would be very unlikely if all of them disappeared, right? That has to happen. I'm counting how many resources treasurers are going to use here. They're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers for this. And then they don't really have many cheap hexes. They have like this, 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 and this for cheap hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes for 1 dig. So then if they build 5 more dwellings after that, that would be 10 workers. And all of these, yeah, they can get all that out pretty easily. So I'm not really rivaling them on network, which is fine. That probably is a little too much leash for me to take. much as I would like to have it. I'm just wondering where the second treasures town is going to go, but maybe I shouldn't concern myself with that and should just instead concern myself with building this. Oh, I think I see what treasures should do. They should probably dig this hex, and then they get I5, H1, I1. That's 4 digs for 4 hexes. That's not that amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 digs for 4 hexes. That's not that amazing, I guess. Anyway, if I get a free leech, I can actually make something happen here, which is pretty cool. Ondas needs a temple for fire too. That's probably. Oh wait, he already templed for fire too. Okay, so he's going to TP here, and then he's probably going to build this dwelling. He's going to take a ship town. Taking this hex away from treasures, well, no, they still got 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 cheap dig hexes, yeah. Okay. Kind of tempted to just let Chash have that. Okay, there's 1 town for halflings. Yeah, if I had just 1 more power, that would be pretty sick, but I don't. Chash are getting this town, right? They're going to use the single dig power action on this. I mean, yes, I am going to send Priest to probably air here. Maybe fire. I don't know if it's air or fire. Probably a Priest to fire just locks up fire for me, so that's good for me. Ondas needs to do 1 Priest to a worker, but it can just be like the 8-point town, which is pretty annoying. Arguably a Priest town might be better, but... Actually, treasures might not beat this network. Okay, Chash really want to make this town. They will... Okay, they can still take a Priest town. Like, I'm thinking, like, what's going to happen on this cult, right? Probably what's going to happen is, if I send this Priest, Chash single dig, they... Oh, wait, hold on. They need fire, too. But they need to do Priest to a worker. However, then they get a town, which is probably a Priest town. So they probably still win that cult. Unless someone else, like, steps in and is my hero. But probably no one will do that, which means that we go here first. And then if no one gives the leech that I can use to build this last dwelling, which would actually be huge because that would actually tie me for first in network. If that doesn't happen, which I don't really see why it should, I guess treasures could dig this hex now. Let's see if that actually happens. If treasures give this leech, that would be incredible, but I don't think that they should. I think this player hasn't like played incredibly or anything, but I think that they should still know not to give me this leech on D3 or E4 or something. Yeah, they buy a priest, so okay. So treasures could go priest, which would be really annoying. They didn't take fire too, which suggests that they're not trying to just like chase me up this cult. This priest is guaranteed to be like at least 2 points or so, I think. The priest to air annoys chash a lot. It doesn't annoy them that much, right? But they will need to send priest to air afterward. And then they'll probably still beat me. And then I'll probably be first, second, something like that. But if I just send priest here as well, like, do I think that treasures will temple for fire 3 or something? They could. They probably have enough stuff to do temple fire 3 in addition, earth 3 in addition to like a lot of other crap. I'm gonna do this. It forces Ondas to also send his priest to Earth, which I guess is not necessarily what I want. Because maybe if I actually sent... No, he would have sent priest to Earth anyway, yeah. This was a guaranteed point or two, so this is fine. I'd probably take the 8-pointer here. Halflings don't have a priest to spare. This priest needs to go on H3. They need to build H3. And then they want to send the priest to Earth. So the 8-pointer gets you an extra resource point as well. Well, I guess the priest town is fine. Yeah, the priest town is probably best, actually. Because then you get the priest to fire. Like, these other cults, nothing's happening, because I've already given it up, so... The priest town. Are they going to beat me? They do have air 1. They have more cult points than I do. This looks like around 20 cult points. I finally get the leech, but obviously it's too late. Halflings obviously crushed this game. I guess maybe we should have foreseen that. So let's assume that treasures don't chase me down on this cult. Then it's like 20-ish cult points. Plus 6 network, plus air 1. So that's 139. Obviously, halflings have that covered. Chash will have 2 resource points pass, so that's 106. Pass for 13, or 11 rather. 117. And then 0 network, 20 on the cults, 137. I think I have that just covered. I just have that covered. I don't know if I like this. Like, this stronghold is obviously very valuable for snowballing resources, but I really think that treasures kind of lost the thread in round 3 when it was the dwellings round and they advanced ship to 2 and then they failed to build these 2 dwellings. They are going to go for another town. Which is fine, I guess. This is pretty expensive though, and I don't like this because this probably means that temples are happening. I don't like temples happening because that's bad for me. Like if he temples fire 3 and earth 3, which seem like the more likely tracks that they'll temple on. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workers to build this. Well, they shouldn't really build a temple, right? They should still be trying to get out all their structures. Or they should still be trying to get out more dwellings. Because yeah. Dwelling, TP dwelling. They might be able to go TP dwelling again, which is much better than, which is arguably better than another temple. So here's hoping that that's how they see it. They need 8 workers to build more structures, which they don't quite have, because the priest town is a worker, and that disappeared. So I really do think that they're probably going to temple Earth 3 or something. That means that I could definitely lose to chash. That's awkward. Take the power town, which is the closest thing to a worker town. Wait, this is 2 points for halflings here? That's gross. I guess they can't do 2 temples here. Yeah, okay. Cool. It's a bummer not to get to 3 ship for treasures. But whatever, they got to 14 structures, which we anticipated. So they're going to get 15 network points. They're going to get 4 points here, 4 resource points, plus this. So it's 97, 106. Network is 121. Yeah, this is the last place for treasures, which is not too shocking. So how's this game? 141. It's like, okay. It is enough to beat the chash. So we get second here. It was a horrible, horrible color wheel. Which, whatever. Like, it does look like Ondas making this bridge block was pretty key for us. I just see, like, I just don't love. This is why, like, the color wheel is garbage, right? Like, this is just miserable. Halflings were bid down to 11 victory points. I was at 40, so I scored, like, if we had both started at 20, halflings would be at 167, and I would be at 121. I don't think that I played terribly or anything. Like, maybe I didn't play optimally, but I don't think I played terribly here. And there's just nothing I could do. I don't think that I missed out on any breaks. Like maybe I could have gotten onto this pass tile or something in the final round, but is that really that much better? Like, I guess the one thing that could have really given me a break is if I had gotten this last dwelling down. The last dwelling was worth 2 points. So let's say I lose this, I get 2 points, and I swing. It was 15 to 6, so I swing +9 versus halflings. That's still not enough. But okay, let's take a look here. What do we do? We paid 10 points in leech this game. Maybe we're supposed to take some of those coins actions. I don't know. 30 points on the scoring track. Obviously, round 6 digs is going to be very good for halflings. We got water 1 and air 1, which I think was the correct read. We weren't supposed to go for earth 1, even though we wound up building some dwellings at the end of the game. That was mostly luck. We passed pretty well because that TP tile was very good to us, and we got on the ship guy once. This is obviously where we were weakest. Bray was just not going to make a lot of towns this game. And in the end, I think that was correct not to start over here because we just had no neighbors, right? Like this was a 0 neighbor territory over here, so it was pointless to try to do something like that. And yeah, we played tall. We got the most end game points. We just didn't have enough of these, you know. Kind of hard to beat someone who's got 26 inherent points and the end game points and hits the rounds, the dig rounds, and gets more towns than you. So this is just hilarious, and it's depressing, and I hate this color wheel, and I just like I hate the color wheel. It was a very shitty color wheel for us, and it was obviously a well-deserved win by Ondas. He still had to like do the correct things to win, but it was very, very unfortunate for us that this happened. What order were the factions put in? They were put in this order by these players. I put in conspirators, then Min put in treasurers, then chash were put in, and then Ondas put in halflings. Halflings started at 11 victory points. So yeah, we did all that we could to make it like not quite as god awful for ourselves. And you know, we got just enough victory point cushion to beat chash. Like chash started at 28, so I needed to bid them down in order to get this opening. Treasurers, maybe they made some of their own mistakes, but yeah, there's no victory point value that you could bid halflings down to that would have meant any other outcome this game. So yeah, don't love that. So guys, just stop doing this. Like, stop creating color wheels like this. But I mean, I guess this is the weakest player. Like, this player is only rated like a 285. So maybe they didn't realize just how horrible this game would actually be. And maybe straight to 0 so they can't take leech. I mean, Ondas didn't take any leech in round 1. He upgraded last. He only paid 1 victory point in leech, and that was after he had already dug this hex. He took Earth 1 in round 1 and then dug some stuff down, so he had 5 points positive scored in round 1 and minus 1 point in leech. It's just kind of impossible to beat, you know, like he didn't even pass that like for that many points. Like normally you might say like, oh, he got a good break because he passed for a lot. No, he didn't. He really didn't. He had the spade in round 1, which he was guaranteed to have. He took a priest that let him get a cult spade. Like it was just, yeah, the immediate sandwich was brutal. And also gray, specifically gray and green, right? Like it's just so bad. And like it turns out that bidding more on halflings was correct, but like you don't know that green isn't going to like triple dig this hex out of nowhere or something like that, like in the dig round or like even earlier than that. So you don't know 100%, but obviously Ondas managed it. He played a very good game. I don't really have anything to complain about in terms of how the game went down. It's just like I think that this color wheel was like just bad. You've never had a painful green-gray game before? Well, that's good. I've played a lot of green-gray, unfortunately, and it never gets any better. It really doesn't. Unless green and gray decide to be friendly with one another, but they didn't. And I guess if Brown had been friendly about G2, then we could have talked, but that did not happen. So, all right. Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah. I mean, I think that in the auction world, you're probably not supposed to fight against each other that hard. And I mean, if you think that you're playing for first, maybe you think that witches need to be cut off, but you probably needed to be like just aware that the victory points that you pay in the auction are supposed to compensate you for not getting network points, and then maybe you get this hex here or whatever, but it's fine. It's fine, you know. Like we all live and learn, right? Like it was still a pretty good game actually. Like I still managed to connect, obviously, and yeah, I think that D4 is clearly the correct hex to dig because you lost out on this C2. You lost out on C2, right? Like that's really bad to like miss out on this town because you're focused on like taking this. You had so many grays to tunnel to, but you know, whatever. Okay, that's it for this stream. You know, we can continue to chat, we can continue to look at everything, but I think it was a good game. Ondas played well, and you know, we're still in it, so we'll do what we can. We'll see y'all later. Thanks, everyone.